Hey guys, this is kind of like an unboxing of the $80 panel I found. Let's just see what it comes with originally. I bought a couple right away. What I do like is the nice case. So it comes with this kind of charging cable, an MC4 connector, and USB ports. A whole bunch of ports. This is pretty cool. Some companies charge a bunch of extra money just for one of these. And this whole set of adapters for different kinds of power stations. So let's test it out. The conditions aren't perfect, overcast, but this is a 120 watt panel. Let's see what it gets. So this is the 120 watt panel. I have it connected to my Oupes, which can charge up to 200 watts. It has a voltage range up to 29 to 30 volts and maximum of 8 amps. This solar panel, I believe, works at 18 volts. And this is the wattage we're getting. 91 with these pretty decent sun conditions. The sun just came out of the clouds. Now let's see how it works with two. This is incredible. I was just getting over 200 watts with great conditions. Now I just lowered down with the overcast video. Completely overcast conditions. We're getting basically 10 watts, but the sun is behind the cloud over there. Still, we're getting 5%. So the sun is peering out of the clouds. We're getting 163. I've seen as high as 203. You see it's partially shaded. 82, 55, 32. $21. Shaded clouds. 85. This is with two panels connected in parallel. See, I made this Anderson parallel port, and I had these Anderson adapters from another solar station. Oh, we hit 200. 165, 200. See, the sun is peering out of the clouds and going back in. Full sunlight. Look at these beauties. It's important also that the person testing out the solar panels that has enough power that it could do. This 1 kilowatt, 1200 watt unit can actually do up to 200 watt solar input. So that's why I'm getting 185. I gotta say, right now these are on sale on Amazon for a really cheap price. And that's why I'm also getting this video, because I just kept buying them without testing them. So far, I've been enjoying the build quality. These little zips over here are pretty nice. But be careful about handling them, because I've felt already some crunching going on when I handled it maybe by some edges. So far, so good. Let's see this panel from here. So what's cool about these is I guess you could just hang them up off bungees on a fence or something like that too. Very interesting design of the bus bars. Okay, so what are we getting right now with this partially shaded sun? 191, 187. I gotta say this has been a success. Let me see what one by itself does. Unplugging one. We're getting 85 from the right one. Now I'm plugging the left one back in, and I'm plugging the right one. Let's see what we're getting. 90. Okay, so about equal. Now let's do partial shading test. So let's see, 179 total. I'm unplugging the right panel. We're getting about 85 to 90. Let's see what happens when we shade one of the panels with this panel, let's say. We'll put this down. Let's see what this does being shaded like this. So we reduced it by about half. We're getting 40 watts out of blocking the panel like this. Okay, now let's move this out of the way. Now we're getting about 40. Oh, now the sun just went down. Okay. Partial shading test to take 2. So we're getting 86. I'm gonna cover up the very right panels, 2 right panels. Let's see what it produces with only half the panels uncovered. We're getting 0 with sun mostly open. Okay. Back to being open. It's 82. Okay. So now I'm on partial shading. Now I'm putting my hand over one of them. I'm getting 50. Taking the hand off, 82. So these are not very much partially shaded. They might be inside in a series. Now let's do a test of both panels lying down flat. So right now it's producing 87. Let's see what it does at flatness. Okay. This is with just one panel. So 65 being flat on the floor. Wow, up to 85 already. Wait, 65. Now let's try plugging in the second one and see what it produces just lying down flat on the floor with 2 panels. Mind you, the sun just went down, so. Completely shaded. The sun is blocked right now. We're getting 6 watts with both panels connected. All right, my friends, so here's my conclusion to this video about these 120 watt panels. What I like is that these are 120 watts, and just like with every panel, you usually don't get the full rating out of them. I do like these little hooks on the ends, so you could hang it on a fence if you wanted to. I like that it folds up reasonably small. I like that the connection on the back has both the MC4 and different types of outputs to USB. So technically, if you needed to charge your cell phone pronto, you could just plug into the USB ports on the back. Also has an XT60 connection, 5521 port, a USB-C. I haven't tested what the USB-C output is. So there are some types of USB-C outputs that can do up to 65 watts. I don't know if it's a 30 watt one or a 65 watt one. It would be really interesting. That deserves its own test. I do have a cable that makes it do the 20 volts that is compatible for laptops for 65 watt and 100 watt USB-C power delivery. So I may check that out and see if I can charge my power station from the USB-C port on these at the 65 watt rating. So I'm not sure what the USB ports are because they didn't provide that information there. What else do I like about them? I like that these things have a kickstand. I also like that at this point, maybe right now the company needs money or something, but I've been buying these panels for $80 a piece. Mind you, I remember buying 100 watt panels with similar features for over $200 previously. Like for example, the top competitor, the 200 watt panel, that's Blue Eddy PV200. That costs over 400 bucks. Over 400 bucks plus tax. So look, these two together, if you're getting them on sale, you're getting them for like $175. This is just cheaper than all the competitors I found on Amazon, at least at this point. But we don't know if this company will continue to be existing or if they're just doing an out of business sale type of deal. So with the two panels connected right now, I'm getting $171. That's one of those things, guys, when you watch reviews of solar panels, sometimes people have a power station that can't handle the exact wattage of the panels. So this one, I believe, is an operating voltage of about 18 volts. 18 volts, so 21 open circuit, 18 volts. So 18 volts to get to 120, it's about 5-6 amps. My power station can handle up to 8 amps and up to 200 watts total. So whichever one comes first. So I've seen actually up to 200 watts, 203 even, on my Oupes power station. This is the 1200 watt pure sound wave inverter. I mean, it's an okay power station. Right now, there's somebody selling it for like even $300, but when it charges, it has the fans on, and I don't like that. I've been switching just to battery packs, but to test this outside in the warm weather, I just decided to test it out with this one because it's the easiest to see with the screen. So this is overcast now it's 13. Would I recommend this to people? Yes, I would. By the way, these adapters I took from another solar panel for the MC4, but inside there's, another cable, but you could always make these MC4 adapters yourself. I highly recommend it. Like for example, this parallel adapter I made myself. Heat shrink, and these are called Anderson connectors. And you see this one also I made to make it universal so I can parallel things much easier. But you have to figure out the amps and stuff like that. All the videos are available on YouTube. So what can I say about these? I mean, check them out. Better to have some solar panels. And if anything, I think this would make a really great gift. Just think about it. Oh, here's a solar panel you could charge at least your iPad with or your cell phone. You don't need a power bank or anything. Just plug in and enjoy yourself. It has all the conveniences, and it's really, really, really cheap right now. So that's the reason why I bought a whole bunch, and I needed to test it out. And what better way to test it out than make a YouTube review video about this unit? So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thumb it up and check out the links below. I'll probably link you to the exact model that you could check it out. And if it's a little bit higher price, I mean, it's worth it to have 2 panels. And just think about how much I was paying for the PV200. Right now, 200 watt panels, I'm looking in with tax between 260 and 360. But the PV200 Blue Eddy, which is probably the best of the best, is still 400, 450 for a 200 watt. Here we're getting about 240, but really usable 90 to 100 per panel. That's why I also like the idea of 120, because if you have a 100 watt panel and you're getting like only 80 to 90, I wanted to get as much possible. What I don't like about it, I guess, is if you shade one of them, the way that it's configured on the inside is in series. So if you block one of them, I noticed, it lowered the power by half. On the Blue Eddies, it's attached in parallel, so even if you blocked one of them, you only would block off a quarter, and it wouldn't go down by half, where only 25% were blocked. And I remember folding one of them over into the other, I got completely zero. So this stuff you have to definitely keep out of the shade. But at the same time, I mean, for 80 bucks, the portability, you throw this in your car, you have a little solar generator like that one. I've seen it as low as 300 bucks, and I think I paid more than 600 for that one. So there's some wholesaler possibly, or maybe a scammer, I don't know. But I don't need more of those because I've been just buying 12 volt battery packs. There's a company called Cloudenergy that has this 150 amp hour battery pack for like 450 bucks. 150 amp hours is 1.9 kilowatts. So we're talking about, let's say, even if it's $500, right? 1.9 kilowatts as opposed to, this is barely a kilowatt. That's the thing about these power stations, the stuff that they don't tell you, is that, for example, if you leave the AC inverter on, it has this thing called parasitic drain, and it takes energy to power this up. So in order to get the most out of your battery, is that you want to run your devices off this. But if you think about it, if you have like a Mac Pro, you could just plug it into here, a whole bunch of lights, and run off 12 volts. And for cars, they have a whole bunch of different accessories. Like, for example, you could get a 60 watt heating blanket and plug it into here and enjoy that. So you could charge a whole bunch of cell phones. These 12 volts, you would see on your things like routers and switches, you have this kind of port. All you need is a cable, and you can just run stuff directly from this battery pack. So technically you could have this plugged into a solar panel or just a power adapter all the time. And if the power goes out, it's going to continue powering your lights, at least from this. Oh, but look, the reason why I like these is that it's just convenient. You know, you have a battery pack. This is almost a kilowatt. You have a light in the back, you know. So that's kind of convenient. You don't have to be without power. But look, the way that I see this is that if you don't have a solar panel in 2023, especially these panels at the price that they are, I mean, what are you doing? I mean, do you want to sit in the dark? I personally don't, you know. How are you going to charge your cell phone if there's no power in the outlet? And that's also the silly thing. You're going to see these, these power adapter bricks. You plug in this thing into the 120 volt outlet, AC, to charge your little phone that barely takes any power. Meanwhile, if the power ever went out, you can't even charge your phone. I mean, at least have the phone, having a battery bank like that. And one of the things when you're shopping for battery banks, make sure that you could charge it in 5 hours at the input speed. So some of them have AC, so you could just plug in a regular computer cable, like, you know, computers, PCs, or printers have this little squared off thing that you plug in the back. Well, some of them have that. A lot of these solar generators they have these ports. What these ports allow you to do is it allows variable voltages. So you could technically use the original adapter, or you could plug them into your car, so while you're driving you could charge it, or you could charge it from solar panels. So that's the cool thing. But one of the things to watch out for is the voltage range. So you don't want to put these in a too high of a voltage to put over 30 volts. These are only 18 or 19. This can only accept maximum 30. So let's see. I pretty much covered everything. That's one of the things that I also liked about the solar panel, is that you have the little pouch in the back and zipper it up. And I think if you left this in this, if it got caught in the rain, I don't think it would be much of a big deal. Probably if you didn't want to use the ports, you could probably cover them up with some masking tape or scotch tape, or, you know, duct tape, so they don't get covered up. But I've seen guys in the YouTube reviews that they have a panel that they've had for like 5-10 years sitting on their driveway, and it still works. The lamination peeled off and things like this, but a lot of times these panels, I mean, wasn't really going to break on them. And yeah, so look, now with the better sun, we're getting 80, no, 28. Sun went down. Anyways, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is just a person that is reviewing the stuff that they bought themselves with their own money. I don't have any sponsorship, and that's one of those things with Amazon listings or eBay listings, or a lot of listings, not enough information is given, and even the manuals are sparse. So they might produce a really good product. The idea is great, but they don't know how to, you know, approach it or describe it or test it. Well, this is where it takes you and I to do voting with our wallets. That's probably the best democracy ever. I mean, people voting with their wallets in a free market, you know, capitalistic type of system. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is really cool. I mean, you could always buy just one, but I always recommend getting at least two. This way, just in case, when the power is a little bit lower, overcast, you're still producing at least some power, and you get the power production a little bit earlier. Plus, this kind of thing looks like very light to hang up on a fence. I can't guarantee how it was going to stay weather the wind. The little flip legs look strong enough and sturdy enough to handle this thing. And I'm gonna end this video with a greeting and a wishing you to enjoy the rest of your day, and think about how you can improve your life. What can you do better? And be thankful and grateful in every way for all the blessings that we have every day, and enjoy the sun. I mean, oh man, every day, beautiful sun coming out, enjoying some good food, enjoying a nice Sunday, the fresh air, the smell of grass. I mean, what more can you be more, you know, thankful for? But that's the way to be, at least for me. It sure is much more enjoyable and feels much better to just do it this way. Anyways, my friends, link below. Check it out. Let's have a discussion about this. Have a great day. Bye-bye.